evening, everybody, and welcome to all the new subscribers. I guess I slipped through the cracks of the algorithm because the first video I've done since the rules changed a month ago that done well. So welcome, and for those of you that are new, it was a narcissism video. I would say if you enjoyed the last video I posted, to check out, well, all my other videos, but specifically my narcissistic abuse recovery playlist and my narcissist tactics playlist, because you'll find videos that are a lot like the one that got you to subscribe, and thank you for subscribing. But I'm going to go in a different direction with this video. It's another topic I do. Amongst being a victim of narcissistic and borderline personality abuse, and being an INFJ, and being a male witch, and a victim of bullying and hazing, and an ex-firefighter, and formerly and now currently again a male model, I am also a demisexual. And that is something that is fairly rare among men, and not too many men are willing to, admit it and speak up about it. So I'm going to do it. And given that it's the day before Valentine's Day, which is also my birthday, by the way, I'm 36 tomorrow, feeling old. I figured I would, blueberry, I would talk about the struggles of being a demisexual and dealing with the modern day's current culture of online dating. I've alluded to it. I briefly mentioned it in older videos, but I want to get deep into this, as many demisexuals, including myself, will be, alone tomorrow on Valentine's Day. I actually have to meet with my estate attorney, but, it is my birthday tomorrow. I didn't mention that again. So if you want to hit the super thanks button or one of the links in the about section to, send me a birthday gift of $5 or a $10, that would be pretty cool. So, for those of you that don't know, demisexuals is a sexual orientation. That means one must have a strong emotional connection to somebody before they have a sexual and romantic attraction to them. Yes, I know. A lot of people go like, well, what's wrong with that? Well, nothing. But it is becoming more and more rare, and it is exceedingly harder for people that are demisexuals to form an emotional connection with people, given how superficial and casual the dating scene has become, especially with the online apps. Because let's be honest, Tinder and their like apps are for hookups. They're all for hookups, even if they say they're not. They are. And this can even be the one for rich people, rich and famous people. Rhea, yeah, because I have a blue blood friend, and she's from an old New England money family, and she's on it, and she said it's the same as Tinder. It's just the the jerks on Rhea just are standing next to Porsches and Lamborghinis and Ferraris instead of Camaros and Mustangs. Yeah, or where she showed me, wasn't really impressed. It was just, I'm the same as a Tinder douchebag, but I have a trust fund because my grandfather was somebody important 60 years ago. But that makes me better than you, apparently. At least that's what the people around here act like. It's all about, it's not, nothing that you do matters. It's who did what, back in the day, the golden days, especially the 80s. They love the 80s here. But regardless of that, again, it's my birthday, let me whinge. So, demisexuals can be tough on the dating app things. Yeah, I know, Tinder lets you select that you're demisexual. Most people don't know what that means or care. So for a demisexual, an emotional connection, it's not just a bonus. When I can't stress this enough, it is a necessity. And it doesn't matter how physically attractive somebody is. Trust me, you could be, say, a 35-year-old man and be at the gym and have, over the course of, say, a summer, have a lot of very attractive women in college throw themselves at you. And if there's no emotional connection because you have nothing in common and they're quite superficial, you will push them away as a demisexual, because that's what I did. It could be somebody who's, it could be a famous celebrity who throws herself at me. I know it's not going to happen, but I'm proving a point that wouldn't matter. No matter, if there was no emotional connection, it wouldn't matter how much money she has or who she is. There's no, unless she's my type, along with all that, it wouldn't matter. And there is one woman that is famous and also my type. Just for the record, not like saying, ooh, celebrities, you're weird, I'm going to push you away. No, you have to be my type. And as far as I can tell, there's only one female celebrity that's my type. She's single. I don't have a shot. Let me have my jokes. So, in the hookup culture, where everything's superficial, everything's about Netflix and chill, short term this, casual this, we're not capable of it. Where does that leave us in today's dating world? As I said in a previous video, it is best for demisexuals, because we want that connection, we need that connection. It's kind of an all or nothing thing. And by kind of, I mean it is. That we should date each other. No problem with that. How do demisexuals find each other? People work multiple jobs. Let's be completely honest. Things socially have never gone back to normal post-COVID, and a lot of demisexuals are also introverts. So the whole club scene, yeah, not for us. And again, that's another thing where people are looking for hookups. So where does that leave us demisexuals in this, where we value love, true love, unconditional love so deeply, and we love and care so deeply, because it's an all or nothing thing, especially if one is demisexual and INFJ like me, then you're kind of double cursed. So you really need it like that all or nothing, because you won't settle for less, because you can't, and you can't fake it, and you can't lie. So it's all or nothing. Where does that leave us? It can be quite challenging, in the hookup culture, and I spoke to a few demisexuals I know, they're all women, by the way. They said their biggest struggle is that in today's dating hookup online culture, most men view dating as an entitlement, that their desperation for a sexual or romantic connection and the resistance to understanding women sort of made them undateable. They all see themselves as some kind of prize, especially if they drive a nice car or inherited a business from daddy and thinks that that's the same as them starting their own business. It's not. Yeah. They view, many of these men, according to my demisexual female friends, they all view her as some kind of prize because she is very pretty, and like a trophy, like, look what I got. They have no interest in like getting to know her, forming that deep connection. They know that she doesn't date very often, so when they see her as like, look, I got the trophy that nobody else got, that's makes her want to just give up. And I understand that. Similar has happened to me, and a lot of women around here saw it as a sport to try to convince me they wanted a real connection. It was a sport to see who I would push away and, who could fool me. One did. One did. I'll never date a woman 15 years younger than me again. I'm not the kind of guy to do that. She played the witch card. I never dated another witch before, and she was an ENFJ. And that's like major points. So the struggle for a demisexual is that building that connection is not only important, it's a necessity. So that initial rush that most non-demisexual people have in that sex-centered, lustful connection, we don't have that. It's not there. That does develop. I say this in every demisexual video. Being demisexual doesn't mean you're a prude, doesn't mean you don't like sex. You just have to have that connection first. Being demisexual doesn't say anything about what you'll do in the bedroom. It's all about the who with. Take it from a demisexual male witch who has a succubus. I know things. They're good teachers. So you have this feeling of dejection, like the whole dating scene is just not for you. That's why many demisexuals decide to give up, because we get in a mindset that what we're seeking, maybe not so much that it doesn't exist, but that it's so rare and unobtainable. Why try? Because it's better to be alone than be used. It's a lot of our mindsets, particularly female demisexuals, because they tend to get used more than demisexual men, sadly. And another major issue faced by demisexuals in this culture is demisexuals are further compounded by the fact that we have tend to have poor dating skills. And what I mean by that is because we don't go on dates just to go on a date, or we don't date someone just so we're not alone, and we don't go on a date seeking something short term or casual. A first date with a demisexuals are going to lay it all on the table. They're going to tell you who we are, what we're about on the first date, because that's important, because either you're in or you're not, you know. So our we don't do first dates the way most people do. The conversation's not going to be superficial, especially if that demisexual is also an INFJ, because we hate superficial small talk. It's going to go real deep real quick, and either that connection is going to start to form or it's not, and there's not going to be a second. And my female friends also said that, many men in general have poor dating skills, that all they're focused on is going, hey, look how much stuff I have, and this is how much better I am than this guy, and so have I impressed you enough yet to get naked? Oh, maybe you need another drink, kind of thing. They're not really trying to learn her long-term goals or how her mind works or the things she's into. They're just trying to, flash cash and see if they, measure up. Let's just say, oh, algorithm, I'll be good, I promise. So some demisexuals also experience, that some experiences demisexuals experience in the dating world, are things such as they see it as exhausting and time consuming, but worth it when it's worth it. But those occasions are oh so rare. Some demisexuals call the modern dating scene horrible, and wish they could engage in casual sex. And I know what some of you are thinking, well, just do it. Doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. A demisexual trying to engage in casual sex, the best way I can describe it, because I've never done it, but when there's no connection there, a demisexual can't fake it. It's maybe if they're like a trained actor or something, but I'd have to ask a demisexual actor. I don't know any, but a demisexual trying to engage in casual sex with somebody that they have no emotional connection to, picture it as two actors who have absolutely no chemistry trying to film a convincing sex scene. It's going to look awkward and robotic and be completely unconvincing and hacky, isn't it? Yeah, except for the fact that it would be real, and that would also add an element of terror and betrayal of oneself and integrity. And a few who have tried said that they had sex with somebody they didn't have a connection with, and then instantly felt guilt and regret because they betrayed who they are, who we are. So yeah, not really an option for us, even if somehow you can push yourself to do it anyway to try to fit in. But again, INFJ demisexuals, we don't care about fitting in, ever. No, we'll go lone wolf. That's what we do. And another common response that I got was not so good, and they're exhausted. It's exhausting for a demisexual to constantly explain what a demisexual is. And which is kind of odd. And I'll give my female friends this. There's so many like MGTOW guys out there, apparently the men's rights groups, that are saying, they want a real thing. They want, a woman who doesn't have a high body count. But then when they meet a demisexual woman, they don't want to put the work in to actually form that connection. They want her to jump into bed with them, but not anybody else. And also, it's supposed to be okay that they've been with 100 women casually, and, strippers and ladies of the evening kind of thing. So it's a complete double standard. That's why demisexuals should date each other. Who else is going to get it, right? Yeah. But that can be a problem, especially for not just meeting demisexuals, but just a numbers game. That could easily become a problem for demisexual women, because there's far fewer demisexual men than demisexual women, apparently. I don't know them all, but everything I've read says that that's the case. And it makes sense, because the personality types that tend to swing demisexual, like INFJs and ENFJs, there's more females of those types than men. So yeah, demisexuals are not the type that judge, though, for, we're not going to judge somebody else for being into hookups or casual relationships or casual sex. Everyone, no matter their preferences, has every right to be who they are. But be honest about it. Be honest about who you are and what you're about. And that's something, many female demisexuals struggle with, and why they give up on dating, because there's been how many men that have lied to them and said they wanted something real when really they just wanted a quick fling with, the girl that's hard to get kind of thing. And there's, for those kind of guys that just want something casual, there's plenty of women out there looking for that. So, why don't you just be honest about what you're about? And it goes both ways too, because, the last girl that I was seeing wasn't honest about it either, or her orientation, or who she was into, or whether or not she made her own decisions. So that's a whole thing. So it's not just, something men lie about. And there's some women who lie about it too. Exhibit A. So that, in part, is why demisexuals really struggle in today's, sort of online focus, hookup culture, casual sex dating world. As I said, the only solution that I can foresee is that demisexuals should try to seek others out. The one good plus about this is like, well, how would you know? Well, we're within 5 or 10 minutes, a demisexual knows when somebody else is demisexual. We can spot each other. We know, especially, well, especially if you just go nuclear and start asking body counts, then you'll know, because being a 35-year-old man who says that, I've never been with a woman I wasn't in a relationship with, and that my number is still single digits at 35, and I've never been married, so dead giveaway right there. So I hope this was helpful for other demisexuals out there. And, we do have hope, and know that your frustration with the current dating world, you are not alone. All demisexuals, male and female, straight or gay, feel the same frustration. And yeah, we must continue to be who we are, because we have every right to be who we are, and you don't have to fit into anything, because we are who we are. We have every right to be that. So we should try to seek each other out. Know that you're not alone. A lot of demisexuals think they're the only ones, that there's something wrong with them. I certainly thought that back in the 2000s. So be aware you're not alone. Be aware there's others out there. Finding the others can be extremely difficult. I am aware of that. But, know that there is hope. There is a blue rose out there somewhere, but where it lies, I do not know. Thank you for watching to the end. Please trust your intuition if you think someone's lying about being a demisexual. And remember, don't ever sell out your integrity to fit in, because you're going to instantly regret it. And why are you trying to impress those people anyway? If you're trying to impress someone you don't have an emotional connection with, or somebody just because they say they're a big shot, why? Doesn't make any sense to my INFJ mind. So please check out my other videos. If the channel's helpful, you want to send a tip through the super thanks button, or through the links in the about section. For those of you that are new, there's also a link to my modeling portfolio there, just to prove the veracity of the fact that, yes, I am a model. It's true. They were grading on a curve that day. So this Valentine's Day, or my birthday, if you're a demisexual and you're alone, it's better to be alone than to be used. And no, you're not the only one that thinks that.